You gotta get up. But did me wake up and make a move, oh. 'Cause the world will never see you until you do. They don't really care, see they do you, oh. So make you show them, baby. Oh yeah, show them the real you. Oh yeah, show them what you get. No, 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 don't let them say what's another why you strong, oh. You can't bring no. You want more than 1,000 reasons why. You don't need to perfect, baby. 'Cause nobody perfect, darling. No, 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 there's nobody in the world will be like you. What do you do when you can't let go? What do you do when you just don't know how you feel? And you know, say nobody feel your pain. Everybody running for race, not day by day with a struggle. For this world, you know you must do hustle. Just know that you're not alone. I'll granny no need for you to the form Anthony Joshua. Oh. You see, it's okay to ask for help. People go find you, but them not define you. And you'll find people who go help redesign you. People go find you, but them not define you. And you go find people who go help redesign you. See, you are a work of art, but you didn't think you'd come this far. Now here you are. Oh, you strong, oh. You get brain, oh. See, you want beyond 1,000 reasons why. Oh, you no need to perfect, baby. 'Cause nobody perfect, darling. No, 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 there's nobody in the world but be like you.
Hello and welcome to the Touch Yourself show with Toyin and the gang. Today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic, and that is understanding self as regards your performance and your productivity. And we have a very, very special guest on the show. But before I introduce him, I apologize. We'll be having some technical issues and we're trying to sort that out. Hope it's going to be sorted. But this is a Touch Yourself show, and it's a production of Sickle Cell Advocacy and Management Initiative, and a public supported by the Public Affairs section of the U.S. Consulate. So if you have questions, thank you for joining us. For those of you who have been able to join us on YouTube and Instagram, YouTube and Facebook, sorry. We'll be trying to see if we can shortly go on Instagram, not sure, but for now we're on YouTube and we're on Facebook on our page SAMIUPDATE. And so I'll bring on my guest, and I hope the sound is okay now. Hello.
Hi. Can you hear
Hi.
me? I hope you can hear me now.
Ah, finally.
Ah,
Yes, we can hear
fantastic.
you. We can
Ah,
hear you.
great.
Great.
I guess it was my end. I did see eventually that I think it was my end. That the mute button, I thought I pressed it. I didn't know I didn't
Oh,
press it. That was what happened. So my
that's it.
apologies.
Okay.
So everybody, it
Okay.
wasn't Sammy's fault. It wasn't uh, Miss Adishola's fault. It was my fault. So I take responsibility for that. Good to see you. How you doing, ma?
I'm good. I'm good. Great to have you finally on board of our show. I
Yeah, it's
think it's
good
a
to
long time I've been trying to get you on our show. Although I prefer the radio one, but this is just as good. We have to reinvent ourselves thanks COVID-19. So for those
yes,
of us,
and that's the important thing. That's what
yes,
this whole pandemic has done. In another way, it has does have to bring out another side of ourselves that we've probably been avoiding for a while. So it's good. There's always good in everything. There's always good
exactly.
in everybody. Yeah.
Yes. So
So
I'll introduce
good to see
our
you.
guest.
How are you?
Good to see you too.
Yes.
Let me just introduce you shortly to. I'm sure some people don't know who is this person that she's talking to. His name is none other than Triple O, Triple A. Sorry, Alex Ade Adefemi, popular known as Triple A, is a highly sought after executive and business leadership coach. He is the lead coach and CEO of Alex Adefemi Advisory and a leading management solution consult focused mainly on organizational cultural change and executive leadership development based in Nigeria. Now,
Yeah.
you have a lots. In fact, I can't even go UK certified peak performance, UK
Plenty,
listing,
plenty,
so many that is too
plenty.
long. But it's great again to have you. Welcome again to the
Same here.
show.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adesola. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. I also want to say that I know the work that you've been doing with Sami over the years and how many lives that you've touched, how many people you have mentored, how many people you have literally mentally and emotionally liberated, even physically, health-wise, you've been able to make a lot of impact, and those impact does not go unnoticed. I respect the work you're doing. I respect the work Sami
Thank
is
you.
doing. And I'm always available to be able to be part of what it is that you're doing. Even when you don't ask me, I throw in my suggestions, throw in my own support in any way I can. So this is it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I hope that in the next few minutes we would have a great time talking. I don't want to just talk about how to succeed and how to improve, how to perform.
Exactly.
I want to
Yeah.
have a good time. I want to enjoy it. I want us to enjoy ourselves and then be real about it. Yeah.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And for those on Instagram, welcome. Uh, you have me to see. This is the
Oh,
behind the
yes.
scenes.
I was going to ask about the Instagram thing. Can we still do it? If we can still do
Yeah,
it,
we can
I
if
have
you
my
can join
assistant
us.
so we can make it work.
Okay, we can still do
Oh,
it.
fantastic. All
We
right.
are a lot,
So my
several of
assistant,
us. So
so
please stay
my
tuned.
assistant, we're supposed to use which account are we using?
We're using Sammy updates. Sammy
Sammy
updates.
update. All right. So Sammy update. We'll
SAMI
set Sammy update, and then you get a request from my end, so that
Okay.
once that request comes in, we'll just take it from there,
Okay.
and then
All
we
right then.
continue. So, shall we?
Yes. Go ahead.
All right. So first of all, again, good evening, everyone. It's good to see you all. Even though I can't see you, you probably can see me. I see somebody seeing somebody, and I'm hoping I can see comments from people as well. I don't know if we'll be able to see comments on the
Yes,
chat.
I will show up comments for you. I
Of
have
how
lots
people
of
are
questions
responding.
here already planned.
Oh,
And
awesome, awesome,
we're going to
awesome,
banter on it because this
awesome.
is this is an issue I'm passionate about. And sometimes
Good.
I always say that sometimes we are busy, but we're not productive.
Mm, mm.
There's a tendency to think that because we are busy, we're productive, but we're
Yes.
not necessarily productive, you know.
Okay.
So, to lay the foundation, let's just talk about productivity. What actually is productivity? Because there's always a big conception is about work, 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 work.
Yeah. So now let's. Sorry, there's a bit of feedback on my end because we're just linking into your Instagram page. All right. So let me just say, productivity. Yes. So we're going to make a request. So my assistant is saying that we're making a request to your Instagram page.
Okay, I've
And
seen it.
all right, great. Okay. So now, productivity is, somebody broke it down and said, is the activity of a product. It's product activity. It's an activity that has results at the end. So just leave it as, I'll have us just look at it from a very simple standpoint. Yes,
Yes.
fantastic. So I'll have us look at it from a very simple standpoint, which is productivity is activities that has a result at the end. Okay, so I'm sorry, excuse me. Okay, great. So it's had activity at the end. Fantastic. So we have both ends working now. Now what that means is that there are many activities. You know, there's a concept of the rocking chair, and when someone sits on the rocking chair, and then they say the rocking chair moves but makes no progress. You understand?
Yeah.
It's in motion, but does not make any progress. So it's possible for you to have a lot of activities, but if your activity does not have a set goal set before it to achieve a particular outcome, then it was just an activity. It was no productivity. Now, when you achieve that set goal that you had in mind when you were doing that activity, you were productive. I'm trying to be as layman, as basic about it as possible. So if you already know that for you to be productive, the first thing you need is to have a goal. So you must have something you want to achieve and say, okay, this is the thing I want to achieve. And then what are the activities that you must do to achieve that goal? And when you achieve the goal, you were productive. So there is an outcome, there is a result that is the end game of that activity. That is why it is productivity. So having said that, there is a lot of people who do a lot of activities every day, and then there are activities that you do that they might not necessarily have. They all have some end product or the other. So take for instance, if you were just talking, and without having a particular goal for that talk, you're just talking anyhow, you're just saying something, you will have an end product. Either you get tired, either you annoy somebody, either you just make a fool of yourself. Either way, there was an end product. But the difference in productivity is that you got your desired end product.
Yeah.
So what was your desired end product? What was the desired outcome you wanted? Did you achieve it? When you achieved that, then it was productive. But if you were just doing it, you will still be productive, but it just will not be what you desired to get. So there's hardly any activity that does not have an outcome, that does not have something that happens. You know what they say about actions and consequences. There's never any action that you take that doesn't have a consequence. Everything has actions and consequences. But because what you call a productive action is something that you had a set goal, a desire, a desired outcome in your mind, and that you were working towards, and that activity helped you achieve. That is productivity. So the question is, what outcome, what set goal, what desire do you have every day when you wake up?
Okay.
What is your outcome at work? What outcome do you have every day for work every day? What outcome do you have in mind for your business every day? What outcome do you have in mind for your health every day? Now, when you clearly identify your outcome, you then begin to work towards those outcomes, because it now becomes conscious in your mind, and it comes to your conscious mind. And then you begin to work towards that outcome. And then when you achieve it, you can look back and chill at the end of the day and say, yes, I had a productive day. Why? Because I had a set outcome. I did some activities to achieve my set outcome, and then I achieved my set outcome. Hence, I had a productive day. An unproductive day is that I didn't have a set outcome, or maybe I had a set outcome. I did activities and those activities did not help me achieve my set outcome. So on that day, I did not have a productive day. Simple as it. So in our topic today, basically what we are looking at is I'm permitting because I have a bit of some notes here. What we're looking at is understanding self for improved personal performance and productivity. So we talk about productivity, but what this topic I've been given today is helping you understand yourself and how that helps you become more productive and better. So that's the focus. So what is it about you that helps you be productive? So I'm sure you probably know that if given this kind of topic, if you think about it, you know that I will talk about your strengths, your weaknesses, and all that stuff. But your strengths and weaknesses are diverse. They spring forth into different areas. So you have to look at strength, your strength in terms of your personality, your strength in terms of your skills, your strength in terms of your talents, your strength in terms of your network. In the other way around, flip the coin, all right? If you flip that coin, you can also look at your weaknesses in terms of your personality, your weaknesses in terms of your skills, your weaknesses in terms of your talent, your weaknesses in terms of your network. Now, those four things, and amongst others, but I will stay with those four, are very vital to helping you achieve results in your business, as on a good day, in your life, at work. So you need to clearly understand that, first of all, what are your strengths? What in terms of your personality? Who are you? If for you to be able to give yourself, you must first of all know yourself. You cannot give what you don't understand. So if you don't know yourself, you can't give yourself. So what are the steps that you must take to knowing yourself? The first thing is you must understand your temperament. Let me just state that I'm going to be as basic, as simple as possible. You must understand your temperament. What kind of person are you? Are you an outgoing person? It's two basic things. You are either outgoing or you are either an introvert or an extrovert. Now, some people can say that, oh, well, I'm a bit balanced. I'm neither an introvert or an extrovert. But for most people, you are more of one than the other.
Exactly.
You find yourself, you have more of one than the other. Now, with what study has shown me in the terms of introvert and temperament, introvert and extrovert, is that a lot of times your temperament tends to be a coping mechanism. So it's a coping mechanism in which you use in coping with the environment that you find yourself. So take, for instance, you will find some people who naturally, they say that they're very quiet. And their family, oh, this one quiet. Let him be among his people. Now you see that, you know that he's not quiet. What does that mean? That means that when that person enters an environment that they're not familiar with, their coping mechanism is extroverted. It's being extroverted. Now, on the other hand, if this person is among their friends and where the people that they know and they're comfortable with, they instantly bring out another side to them. They are playful, they're fun, they're even they're probably mischievous, starting up pranks and doing all that stuff with their people. And then you want to know when they're with people, when they're outside, when they're people they're not familiar with, or it's not their comfort zone, people will know it's very, very quiet. People that know them say, this one quiet, let them show you who they really are. So the question is, who are they really? Are they introverts or they're extroverts? It's very likely that person is more of an extrovert, because a lot of times you might say that who you are is how you behave when you are comfortable. But at the same time, who you are, how you behave when you are in an uncomfort zone, in someone that is not in an uncomfortable zone, can also be an indication to who you are. So take, for instance, a complete extrovert will not be able to even keep calm, even when they are outside. In fact, Their coping mechanism is that most of the times when they are in unfamiliar places, they even become more extroverted because they are uncomfortable. So their coping mechanism is their extrovertedness. So you need to, first of all, so those are the two basic sides. There's extrovert and there's introvert. So which one are you? Which one are you most of the time? So that also determines which environment are you most of the time. Will also affect which one are you most of the time. So if you're at work most of the time and you are mostly quiet and just on your own, most people will believe you as an extrovert. Because maybe out of 24 hours of the day, 15 of it you are at work. So you are either going to work, at work, or coming back from work. So that will determine. So you need to first of all understand your temperament, starting from the extrovert and the introvert. Now you can then go deeper and say which one of the extroverts are you? Are you mainly a sanguine? Are you mainly a choleric? Are you mainly a melancholy? Are you mainly a phlegmatic? And I won't want to spend too much time talking on that, but basically, you know what sanguines are. Most people are, they are the very extremely extroverted guys who are the life of the party. They are fun, they are excited, they're always having fun. And the cholerics are the, you know, outspoken but very strict, very bossy kind of people. And then you have the phlegmatic people, are the easygoing, they don't like wahala, they smile a lot, they just easy going with their life. The melancholies, and then you find those ones they're very quiet, but you know, they're very observant and they're always scrutinizing everything and everybody. So basically, those are the basic touches. So you need to understand which one you are, and then understand what strengths that you carry from that angle of yourself. Now, beyond that, you also need to look at the fact that what are your strengths? What are your own abilities? Some people are very creative, and the truth is, you will not really understand who you are. You will not really be able to give your strengths, like I said earlier, if you don't know who you are. So you need to, first of all, and there are many people who probably haven't given attention to themselves enough to be able to identify and understand themselves, who they are and what they bring to the table. They probably don't, and because of that, they are unable to be able to bring their strengths because they don't even know they have it. So somebody might be a creative person and then don't know that he or she is creative. And when they're talking about, well, let's have a creativity meeting, no, I'm not creative, so what am I doing there? But really, you actually have the ability to be creative. You've been creative all your life, but because you did not see that about yourself, you didn't get to know yourself, you didn't get to understand yourself, you didn't get to pay attention to yourself and observe yourself and be aware of yourself. You didn't do any of those, so you're not aware that you have that ability. It might just be somebody that sees you and knows you well and says, but you are very creative. Now, all the ideas that we are looking for, maybe it's you that used to come up with this thing that we eventually do and everybody goes with it and it works. I said, is that true? Okay. Then let me see, let me try. But it boils down to the fact that you need to pay attention to yourself. If nobody cares about you, you must care about yourself. If nobody is interested in knowing what you can do, you must be interested in knowing what you can do. So this is in the area of your talents, your gifts, your abilities. So what are your natural talents? What are your natural gifts? These are the groundwork, the foundation of your ability to be productive and perform in any team, anywhere you find yourself. So take, for instance, my wife knows that I can sell. I have mouth. I can talk. So when we get to situations, that's your role. Go and talk. I'll talk to them. And I go there and we talk, we this. Eventually, before you know what's happening, we've exchanged cards, we've exchanged phone numbers, we're relating, we're talking, we're friends. I say, hey, Triple A, what's up? Bye-bye. I say, bye-bye. And then what she's looking at me like, how do you do it? I said, I don't know. Why? Because it's a strength of mine. I love meeting people. I love relating with people. I love connecting with people. She doesn't mind. She just sit down on her own JJ and be doing her thing. Don't touch me, I don't touch you. What was those joke those little kids said, day your day, I day my day, is a day in something. That's her approach to things most of the time. And so because with me, she has tended to learn to open up a bit more, relate with people more. And she's naturally she's a friendly person, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying that she's not the outgoing person that goes out to exactly what I am. You understand? So and how do I know? Because I have paid attention to myself. I know that I know how to be able to relate to people and create relationships and communicate well with people. Yeah. So, and I've developed, and what I have done is that taking that strength of mine and I have fine-tuned it and fine-tuned it over the years and developed it. There was a time my Bible was how to make friends and influence people. Despite the fact that I thought that I knew I had the skill, I had the talent, but I still had to read and study on how to do it expertly. Why? Because once you find out what you have, that you have a talent, you must then polish it and turn it to the next thing I will talk about, which is your skill. You must then polish that talent and turn it to a skill that will become something that you become an expert at it. So take for instance, we are at a store, and then the officials there were a bit being difficult. And then when we got there, my wife just said, "Look, talk to them. You know how to wrap people and relate to them." And I went to the guy and we talked and talked. And before you know what was happening, we were gisting. By the time my wife came, we were talking about Gary, talking about different things. And the guy was okay, it's okay, just signing us in and saying, okay, no problem. So no problem, you guys can go. Why? Because I have turned that ability to be able to talk and relate, I've turned it into a skill. So I know what to say, I know what to look out for. I know I've mastered it. I know what to look out for when I'm talking to you. I know what to compliment, so it doesn't look like I'm trying to kiss your butt. So I know how to professionally, expertly compliment you, and then talk about stuff, take your mind off what we're talking about, bring your mind back into what we're talking about, until that thing, you become very comfortable relating with me on it, which is very, very good. So you must know your strengths, your talent, rather, and then polish them into a skill. Another skill of mine is the ability to talk, like I mentioned, and I have turned that into a business. Here I am talking on Sami's live show, and this is not the first time. And Ms. Ade Adefemi and her team are inviting me to come and speak, not once, not twice. So why? I've been able to master this particular talent of mine and turn it to a skill that is now a business. I built a business around it. So you must, like I said, I've mentioned your talent, your skills, and now you have to look at your network. Yes, that's another thing. That is another thing about yourself that you must know.
People don't really focus on.
Who do you have around? You said?
That's an area people don't really focus on or don't see it as important.
Exactly. Now, if I will use Ms. Adeshola as an example, if she hasn't built a network, Sami won't be where it is today. It is where it is today because of her network, and that is a fact. She knows people. She knows the vice president.
Hey, see you now.
She knows the vice president of Nigeria, so she knows people. So she's able to build relationships and create a network. Excuse me, and create a network over the years that has become a major strength for her in advancing in her project, in her vision, in her mission in life, which is being exhibited in Sami. So here I am is because of her network. She just buzzed me up and said, AAA, we would like you to come and share with us on our live. And I said, no problem. You understand? It's relationship. I'm part of her network. You understand? And so there are other things that she needs like that. She can easily be able to point and make moves for them. Why? Because she has a network. What is your network? Who are in your network? So a lot of people try, and this network thing can be quite tricky because it's about other human beings, not about yourself. And that's the key word. If there's any secret that you need to understand in network building, it's about others, not yourself. So say it now that if you miss anything I said today, this is one thing that you should take away. One of the key secrets why people fail at networking is that they don't make it about the other person enough. So you're trying to build a relationship. You should not be trying to impress the person by showing the person who you are and what you can do. Most of the time, that thing just turns people off. But if you're trying to build a relationship, what you must learn to do is focus the attention on that person. How do you do that? You listen to that person. You ask the person intelligent questions about what they are doing. It shows the person that you are really interested in them, and that it makes them feel important. That you are really interested in knowing about them and what they are doing. And I have used this. I've used this for nothing less than 25 to 30 years, guys. This particular skill, I've mastered it for nothing less than 25, 30 years. And I can guarantee you it works every frigging time. There's nobody that it does not work for. And it has helped me build some of the most amazing relationships in my life that has moved me forward. My network also is quite a solid network. Why? Because I have mastered the art of not focusing on myself, but focusing on the other person and getting to know the other person. In most times, what happens is that the person might not even know much about you. And through that conversation, it should be more about them and their work, because you are the one in charge of the conversation. And how are you in charge of the conversation? You are listening and asking questions. You're probably wondering, how can that be being in charge of the conversation when you're not doing the talking? Well, when you listen and ask questions, you are the one directing what he's saying to you. You're the one directing what he or she is telling you. So you want to ask about their business, about the work. How many people works for them? How long have they been doing this job? What do they enjoy most about it? It looks very, very interesting. I respect what it is that you're doing, but I have some challenges with this. Can you enlighten me more about this? Oh my God. I have not seen who doesn't work for. By the time the person is done telling you all about what they know, when they are done, they will leave the person and say, that guy is a good conversationist. They did all the talking though. You do the listening, and it just makes you a good conversationist. Why? Because you were able to listen and ask questions to know more. That is the secret to networking, guys. That is the secret. There's nothing else to that. Once you build a relationship and the person likes you and connects with you, and you can then further take it from there to business and whatever it is you want to discuss with that person. Excuse me, even sometimes in a business gathering, you don't make it all about business. Talk to the person about, tell me a bit about yourself. Tell me this about yourself. Oh, that's nice. Oh, and this is this. Oh, but however, this is the businesses that I'm doing, and I would like to also work with you on this. But I really love what you're talking about. Don't just chip it in and go back to focusing on them. It works like magic. I just gave you guys a powerful networking tip. I don't know if you find it anywhere, but I just gave you that tip, and I hope that you hold it in your left hand if you are a right-handed person, and if you're a left-handed person like my wife, you hold it with your right hand and you don't use it to eat ever. All right, so now moving on. So we talked about extrovert, talked about introvert, and now I will go into something a bit deeper, and then talk about the fact that there are ways we as human beings, we connect with the world around us. And you must understand that it's very, very vital to your productivity, how we see the world and how we connect with the world. I know people are watching on Instagram already, and I'm sorry if Instagram people feel like I'm not looking at the camera there and I'm focusing. Yeah. So it's a setup, but whatever. I just hope that you're listening and you're picking what you want to pick from this live session, and I want to appreciate you. God bless you. So now, back to what I was saying. You need to understand that there are ways in which we connect with the world around us, and if you understand how you connect with the world around you, you can better get the best out of your connection with the world around you. So now we've talked about who you are, and the issues about being observant about yourself. We talked about your talent, we talked about your skills, we talked about your network, and I'm thinking at this point I should quickly link it up with your productivity. So this is it. When you understand yourself well enough, you can be able to bring your skills to any table. I'll say that again. when you understand and master yourself well enough, you can be able to bring yourself to any table. Say that one more time. When you understand and master yourself well enough, you can bring yourself to any table. So any table means at work, in business, at a social gathering, for your sister, for your brother, for your cousin. Once you know yourself and you have mastered yourself enough, some people, they are good at organizing. So at a family function, something as social as a family function, during that family function, they know that it's easy. Once things are not going well, they just jump in and they make sure everything is organized. No, this thing is not supposed to be like this. They make sure everything is organized, and at the end of the event, the people that own the event will be thinking that, if not for you that came into that matter. But you wouldn't have come into that matter if you're not aware that you like to organize things. So as simple as that, once you know who you are and you have mastered it, you can bring yourself to anything. Now, that means that you should not go into business, a job, or anything that you intend to be productive in without first of all mastering who you are, your abilities, your strengths, your skills, your talent, and then be able to inject that into that thing that you want to go into. So that means that if you work, the career that you're doing is either a career that it has to be a career that that helps you maximize your abilities, your strengths, your skills, your talents, or it is something that you get to be able to express those talents and gifts. Because if you don't, you will appear useless, you will appear ineffective, you will look like a round peg in a square hole.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that if you are a banker, you need to first of all figure out, okay, so what are your abilities? What are your natural strengths? What are the skills that you have developed? And developing your skills, you can go to a school for it. You can take a course on it. You can take a training on it to sharpen that skill. So maybe you are a good speaker, or maybe you're a good salesperson, and you went to a sales training to sharpen your sales abilities. And then when you get to the bank, they now put you on front desk. They put you on counter to be running and be dealing with. And maybe you're not too good, you don't like numbers that much, or you're not too good an accountant, or you don't really like doing numbers as much. So what that means is that you must either find a way to enter marketing so that you can be able to use your abilities to talk to people and convince people to buy accounts, to open accounts, or you find ways to use your skill at the counter and sell other products that the bank is offering. Because if you're not good at accounting and you just get a job just because you want to get a job, I understand that you need to feed. I understand that you need to make money. I understand you need an income. But if you just get a job to get a job and you are at the counter, what will happen is the day they want to fire people from the counter, your name will be on the list. Why? Because they know that you make a lot of mistakes in calculations and accounting anyway, and they will not be able to see any other usefulness for you rather than to fire you. But however, if you try and move to marketing, and while you are trying to move to marketing, you are selling what's it called? You are selling other account packages, other products of the bank while on the counter, and then you keep letting them know that, okay, it's me that sold it to, it's me that sold it to, I'm the one that brought this person. The day they are doing meeting, they say, this person is actually, he likes to sell a lot. Can we? The day they want to fire people, they say, rather than fire Harrison, let us move Harrison to marketing. I think he will do well in marketing because he's always selling even on the counter. But if you don't understand who you are and you don't bring it to the table everywhere you are, nobody will know that you have it, and then then it makes you what's the word? It makes you replaceable. So it makes you replaceable. And if you if you are able to understand who you are and bring it to the table, it makes sure even if they have to fire and let you go, you will not be feeling like you are useless. You know that you can get back on your feet because you know what you bring to the table and you can do something for yourself. I have even when I used to work, I have never worked in a place where I felt intimidated by anything or anybody because I knew what I brought to the table. And even if it's not going to work anymore here, I know I will go elsewhere and I'll be productive. I know I can go and do my own thing and be productive. So I am never intimidated. And that confidence is valuable in you being able to be productive and achieve results at your organization. Let me stop here and if I know that there might be a few questions that that might be on ground. I think we've done 40 minutes already.
Yeah. All right. So okay, we're talking about.
Give me a second. Give me a second, please.
Okay. No problem.
Yes.
Okay, guys, if you have any questions, please post. We just have 15 minutes left.
Okay, good.
Okay. So I'm going to, there's some questions here that would like to deal with. Okay. Now, okay, this show is about people with sickle cell. And, young people, young adults with sickle cell, they have challenges in their job because maybe where they are working, they don't want to say that they have a health challenge, but then they have a lot of demand. So how do they spread themselves so that they're able to deliver at the same time, but yet not affecting their health? Because sometimes you find yourself, you're pushing yourself, and then at the end of the day, you fall ill and don't achieve anything, and then your boss will be blaming you and all that. So how do they balance this so that they can be more effective?
So first of all, like I said, you need to first of all understand your strengths, understand your abilities, understand your skills, and master them. The guys, if you master anything, if you master what you're naturally good at, it's something. There's difference in being naturally good at something, and then training yourself in that thing to now be a master at it. That means there are very few people that can best you at it. Very few people that can best you at it. So now, first, you need to first of all know your strengths, and then your talent, and then your skills, and then master them. Be a master of what you do. I'll say it again. Be a master of what you do. If you want to write that down, write it down. Be a master of what you do, and you will excel. Now, once you have mastered it, that's on the side. The next thing you want to do is so now, because of health challenges, and first of all, I don't believe that I keep saying it every time I talk to warriors like yourselves, that I don't believe that you are disabled. All I feel is that you are how do I put it? That you have different kinds of abilities and different kind of we have levels of abilities.
Yes, exactly.
So physical abilities, you have levels of physical abilities, and some people have higher level of physical, some people have lower level of physical ability, but there's nobody that's disabled as far as I'm concerned. I mean, we know people who are disabled who are doing amazing stuff.
Yes.
So first things first, there's no need to be feeling sorry for yourself, but you also need to be able to know that you have to manage your physicality, your physiology. You have to manage all that. So you need. I don't subscribe to you making that obvious in the beginning when you want to work anywhere that I have sickle cell. There's no need for that. But however, you can be able to tell your direct line and your direct boss, and then talk to them about the fact that this are the challenges of your health, but this is how you intend to make up for it. So I will be doing this and this and this, and when I'm at work, these are things I will be delivering. Now, another thing I would suggest for you is that also look at the kind of job that you're going to pick. So I often advise that you don't pick jobs that are too physically tasking because it wears out, it causes body pain, and that can trigger a crisis. So you don't want to pick a job that is too physically tasking. You want to focus more on jobs that are mentally tasking. Those are good. So you need to develop. So that's the thing. So you have to look at it from this angle. So there's a blind man is not disabled. A blind man might have limited ability in the area of sight, but most of the time you check them, Their hearing senses, smelling senses are sharper than anybody else in the room. Why? Because they have to compensate for the ability, on the inability to see. The same thing goes for you as a warrior. If you are dealing, if you know that physically you can't do some physical things that other guys can do, other ladies can do, you can compensate with it with your mind and develop your mind that when you talk, everybody shuts up and listens. When you are able to do something, the results are exceptional. I know somebody who is a warrior who, when the person was working at the office we were working in, the software that they were using to work, he mastered that software like crazy. Nobody in the office can handle that software like he can. Even when he's not in the office, they'll be calling. Even when he's in crisis, office will be calling now. This thing, that far now. I know you're sorry. We know you are not feeling too well, but this thing, we need to get it done. Why? Because he mastered that software like crazy, and that's the major software they use. And everybody knows how to use it, but he became a guru at it. Because he knew that what he lacked in physicality, he can make up for in intellectuality. So once he's able to develop his intellect on that thing, he became indispensable. And that's not the only person. I know another person who's an IT person as well. And the bargain that this person can make when procuring IT stuff for the organization, this is a top oil and gas firm. And the person is a warrior as well. But he has learned to be able to bargain powerfully and make enough, save enough funds for the organization and be effective with running the IT department that he became indispensable. Even when he's ill, the bosses just say, go and take time, go and rest. But once you are back, you are back. They created that space for him. So what I'm saying is that you can create that space for yourself in that organization and become indispensable, but do it with your intellect. There's nothing wrong with your intellect. In fact, you are likely even more intelligent than the guys that use physical force. So it's like I'm a superhero buff. So it's like comparing Batman and Superman. Superman is very strong and physical, but he doesn't have sense. So he just rush into things like that and just because he knows it's Superman. But that's how they used to put him in trouble. Once they bring out kryptonite, they will weaken him, and they will be like, he'll be weaker than any normal man, and they will beat his life. But Batman, he knows he's a normal human being. He's just a normal human being with what's it called? With gadgets. So before he goes in, he will check. He will use stethoscope. He will look into the place. He will use binoculars. He will check it. He will do different things. He has about 4 backup plans before he enters. And once he enters, if the plan doesn't work, the second backup plan, the third backup plan, he will try and escape and make sure he gets the job done. Why? Because he knows he doesn't have the physicality that Superman has. So a lot of times, people that have physicality tend to rely on their physicality and puts them in trouble. But the person that has brains will always lead brawn. So you must look at that, and you must develop your intellectual power more than your physical power.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask this final question because I know, especially IG.
Wow.
You don't know. You said it now. You can talk. You can talk. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So quickly, okay, we're talking about this period is COVID. People are talking about the way forward for jobs. Is my job okay and all that? So how do you how would you say that this situation can help people bounce back? Because people are still expecting to go back to the old ways, but let's face it, the reality is that there are things that are going to change. So how do you get people to bounce back, and how do they measure their performance? We just have a few minutes to do that so that they can be able to bounce back.
So first things first, you must realize that it's a new normal. This new normal is going to be the new normal. It's going to be the new reality that we are living in now. And the earlier you get on with the program, the better for you, sir. The better for you, ma. I've said it over and over again on different platforms, on my own platform, on platforms I've invited on. And because the COVID-19 and the pandemic is the in topic right now, and how it has affected our lives, and affected our workplaces, and affected our businesses. But you have to realize the world has changed. There is a shift, and this pandemic was the job it did above anything else is to force us into a new way of life, a new way of operation, a new way of thinking. And if you don't get on board with that new way on time, you might be left behind. So in this period, I also believe there's what you call a redistribution of wealth and success and positions.
Yeah.
So in this time, there's a shaking. The whole system of the world has been rumbled and tumbled and turned up on its head. And at the end, it is those who understand what's really going on and are not focused on all the hocus pocus and all the chaos that is going on around you that see the that are more concentrated on this will soon pass, but where will I be when it passes? Because the pandemic will has come and it will go. It will go. It doesn't have a choice. It will go. But and by God's grace, we will still be here. But where would you be here? That's the question. So in your organization, where would you be? In your business, as a business person, where would your business be? As an individual, where would you be? One of the major things you must also realize is that it's going to speed up the rate of global citizenship, meaning that
people connect with each other from all over
world faster, because that will be released for us at this time to be able to help us deal with what the new normal. Because the truth is, what this thing has cost, it has opened our eyes to see that. I mean, in America, that the record now is over 100,000 deaths.
Yes.
Pandemic. So that tells you nothing like that has ever happened before. That is not in our own lifetime. You understand? So what that should tell you instantly is to make you realize that even if we curb Corona, what's the guarantee that another one will not come tomorrow?
Exactly. Yeah.
So for us to be till we now find and we now begin to look for a solution for that one too. But the best solution is social distancing. So that social distancing will become a global practice.
I even feel the word, so they should have used physical distancing rather than social distancing.
It's actually physical distancing. Physical distancing will actually become more of a global practice. It might not be perfect, but it will be in the consciousness of people. And because it's the consciousness of people, people will be looking for other ways to be able to do things apart from being physically there. So virtual approach will now become stronger. The tools. Look at, I didn't even know there was a StreamYard until Mrs. Adesola introduced me to it. And it's a perfect tool. It's a fantastic tool. So now we look at that. I don't know, but because of the situation that we are in now, it has forced us to create this. This show was supposed to be on radio on Eco FM. But now we have to do this. And this is going to be the new normal. So how does that affect your work? What that means that you must become savvy, technologically savvy than ever before. You must be able to position yourself and see the new opportunities that are available either in business or your job and add new skills to yourself, mostly technological skill. For now, you must realize that every organization must become a tech organization that offers a particular service. So SAMI now must become a tech organization that offers what you call health and relief services for warriors.
Yeah,
you can't just be a health and relief service that uses technology, but be a tech firm, a tech organization. Tech is the new way of life now. So if your children are not, tech is not something, it's not an elective again. It's now the main course. You now add other things to tech. Tech is the new, and it will go from here, because yes, in the Western world they would advance faster than us. So you will start beginning to see them. I saw a video by BBC of somebody who had new chips installed in her hands, and she can use the chips to flip her phone. She can make a call. She can blink her eyes and snap your picture. Yes, those things are things of the end time. But the truth is, those are the new realities that we're beginning to move closer to. So you must develop yourself tech-wise and be more so that you can be more productive and perform better in the new normal world that we're in, the new post-COVID world. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, all right. I think the last one. I know we did. I just realized we didn't come on. I was looking at my time. I realized we didn't come on exactly at 8 o'clock. So that will take up a bit of time. So just the last word so I can round up and
Okay. Great. So what a last word from me? Is that what you
yes,
said?
yes, from
Okay,
you.
great. So I will say this, you have everything it takes to be able to excel, to succeed. My life's mission as a person is to find people and help them excel, is to help them bring out the excellence that is within them and take it to the higher level. And
Mm,
this is what I'm doing with my life till for the rest of my life. It's my passion, it's my mission, it's my crusade. And nothing excites me more than to see people begin to excel and bring out their excellence. Excellence simply means the godlike nature inside of you, the ability to be able to perform and get results on a consistent basis, to identify what you want with your life and then begin to pursue it and get results. So, what is it that you want with your life? I don't care whatever challenges that you're going through. You see this woman on this side, I respect her so much because I know that it's not easy. She Mr. Adeshola did not have it easy when it comes to this whole sickle cell thing. She had a different package. You understand? There's Ajebo sickle cell, and there is serious one. She had a different package on this thing, and she has fought. So when you look for a warrior that you can look at and say, and then you look at her, she looks like a young babe that whatever. She's in her mid-50s. That even drives me even crazier. Because I'm like, wow. Why? Because if in fact, forget anything I say, look at her. Look at her. She's all the inspiration you need to live your best life. And if Miss Adeshola can do it, there's nothing holding you back. Go forth and prosper, go forth and excel, and you will excel. Thank you very much.
thank you so much, Coach Triple A, for
Thank
all
you.
you
Sorry, I'm a bit very
did with
passionate.
us. I know.
Oh, Jamila, Jenny, sorry.
That's my question. I like that question. I said this guy don't go.
Jamila, Jenny, sorry. Thank you
But it
so much.
was fun. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for those of you watching on YouTube and on Facebook. Thank you for coming on to our show and also on Instagram. Sorry, we couldn't face you directly, but at least you could see our
Yeah,
faces.
Instagram people.
And I hope you could get some points. And as he said, you have to go out there and succeed. There's nothing that will limit you except fear. And that is what you have to conquer. Because once you can find a way of achieving what you want to do, or else it's easy. Have a lovely weekend, and you can reach us on our social platforms, media platforms on at Sami Updates, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And also contact us on WhatsApp on 0808-484-0048. And we'll be glad to share with you any questions you need to have answered. Have a lovely day.
Can I say that they can also reach me on social media at Coach Triple
Yes,
A. I think it should be on the screen. Coach
yes.
Triple A, triple with a single P. And if you have any questions, you want to talk to me about your productivity and what might be holding you back, please feel free. Send me a DM. And once I see the DM, I'll get back to you. God bless you.
Okay, I'm going to type it now so that they can see it. Have a lovely day. Yeah, sorry.
Thank
Thank you. Bye. Okay. Okay.